So Robert Downey Jr., when he was 6 years old, his dad forced him to start smoking weed. His dad was a filmmaker and also a drug addict, and so his dad started having him take drugs with him, and his dad saw it as a way for them to bond, a bonding experience. And so Robert Downey Jr., from the time he was 6 years old growing up, was taking drugs and drinking. And by the time that he got into high school, he was drinking alcohol and doing drugs every single night. And he dropped out of school, then got into acting, and finally, he got into SNL, but SNL had a really bad year that year, so he got fired. And then he finally got a role, one of his big role in the movie Less Than Zero, which Robert Downey Jr. was actually coincidentally playing a drug addict and whose life was spiraling out of control. But Robert Downey Jr., through self-reflection, realized that he felt like he was playing himself in the movie. And so he ended up checking himself into rehab and got clean and sober, and then went on to win an Oscar for a movie that he played, the one with, I think, Charlie Chaplin. And then as he started to have success, guess what happened? His demons of drugs and alcohol weren't far behind, so they caught up to him, and he ended up getting hooked back on drugs and alcohol again, and hit rock bottom. And he actually ended up getting arrested and going to prison several times. His wife and his kids moved away from him because he was just out of control, and so finally he checked himself into rehab again. And that was where he decided to start practicing. He transferred his addiction to yoga and meditation and kung fu, and he came out, with a new sense of purpose, and got remarried, and his wife, basically gave him an ultimatum, saying, it's either sobriety or you're gonna lose me. If you go back to drinking and drugs, then I'm gonna leave too. And so he this time, he was committed to staying sober and worked hard at acting, and ended up landing his major role in on Iron Man, which went on to make billions, and then the rest is history. He's been named one of the most influential people, I think, by Times Magazine, and now he dedicates his life to helping other addicts. Still, obviously, a famous actor, but he helps other addicts now. He visits and helps children who are sick in the hospital, being a role model to them. And but I think the story is great because it shows us that even if you hit rock bottom, you can still pull yourself out of the ashes. And not only hitting rock bottom, but what's interesting about his story is he hit rock bottom. He got clean and sober, went through rehab, came out, started succeeding in his career again, and then got addicted to drugs and alcohol again. And a lot of times, that's what happens to many of us. We get clean and sober, and then we relapse, and then you feel even worse. Because it's like, gosh, I'm just a complete failure, and it really eats away at your soul when, you relapse again and again and again, and it's hard to even look at yourself in the mirror because you're just like, gosh, I'm a complete failure. I have no control over my own will, and it just really eats away at your soul. And I'm sure some of you can relate to that at relapsing and failing on your commitment to stay sober, but it's never too late to turn your life around. And so that's what he shows, that even though he relapsed again, even after going through rehab and all that, he still hit rock bottom again and got addicted to drugs and alcohol, went to prison. He finally was able to get clean and sober for good permanently, and now has gone on to become the ultimate, an awesome success story. And so I think it's just a good story for all of us, that no matter how many times you've relapsed or failed at getting clean and sober, that you just need never give up on it. No matter how many times it takes, you just need one time to succeed at it for the rest of your life, to completely change forever, to change your kid's life, your grandkid's life, to change the world. By going on. Think about someone like Robert Downey Jr., by him getting clean and sober for good, he went into Iron Man, and in a way changed the world, not, didn't like invent electricity or something like that, but still, a lot of people look up to characters like Iron Man and things like that. I know I do. I love Marvel characters. They're just cool and everything, and he was like the perfect actor for that part. And so, well, whatever, in your life, by you getting clean and sober, you can become the best version of yourself and give your ultimate gifts to the world instead of limiting your potential, and can effectively change the world. So just want to share that quick story with you guys. It's never too late to turn your life around, and no matter how many times you failed and relapsed and hit rock bottom, you can climb yourself back out of the gutter, climb yourself back up from the ashes, and can totally become the strongest version of yourself, and live the life of your dreams that you deserve. Till next time, guys, have a great day, a great week, a great month, a great year. Let's make it a great life. See ya.